We are about to start. Girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, to be most appropriate. Alright. My name is Tony Verb. I'm the co-founder and managing partner of Mettā. And Mettā is the place where you are. Mettā is a little bit more than a place, but I won't bore you with the business because it's not the point. The point is that we created this platform for events exactly like today's event, because we want to bring entrepreneurs and people who are interested in entrepreneurship, interested in innovation, together to inspire each other and to help each other in their respective journeys. And without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the superstar of the day, or one of the superstars of the day, ambassador of Mettā, and a very unique individual, Hilary Ip, and she will introduce the rest of the participants of the day. Hilary?
Before we get started, I have a gift from Mettā.
Birds with Mettā logo on them. Thank you.
Get a photo? You ready? And here?
So to start, thank you all for coming to our event. I'm Hilary Yip, and I'm the founder and CEO of MinorMynas. Thank you, Mettā, for hosting this event with us, and allowing our first ever event to happen at this gorgeous place. I hope you like the drawing I just gave you, and don't worry, there's no obligation to put on the rule. For the kids here that are over 6, can you please go register over there if you haven't already? After the final presentation, and if you've signed up for our testing, we will give you a free VIP ticket to the AIA Carnival. Thank you, AIAEC, for sponsoring the tickets.
Okay, so I think we want to start with a video, right, of MinorMynas.
So, Sasha, thank you for coming out this afternoon to help us at MC with me. Do you mind giving everybody a word or two about yourself?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I had the wrong order of my keys. Yeah, so basically I've been in Hong Kong for about a year and a half. Before I came here, my parents relocated. I used to go to a elite boarding school in the US. And then I started my first company, Bitwise Hacks, in about December of I think 2015. And so we work with a lot of corporates, which is why I'm wearing a suit today, because I'm kind of used to that environment recently. We worked with Cathay Pacific, Microsoft, and AT&T to deliver 24-hour innovation weekends, basically called hackathons, for university students to source talent in technology and focusing on exponential technologies. And now I'm starting my second venture called Excel Hub. It's leveraging artificial intelligence and natural language processing to actually take kids your age to the next level of coding. So if you all have taken an intro to CS or something like that, I think you'll find yourself well at home with our program that will actually give you all the tools and resources that you need to elevate yourself and become like Hilary and I. So now before we begin, I think I'd like to go through our timeline. In the next roughly 3 hours, we're going to go through 3 main sessions. So first we're going to do our fireside chat with Dr. Winnie Tang and William Tang, who are joining us right over there. And then that's going to be followed by a 15-minute Q&A session. If you have any questions for the speakers that you might have during our session, make sure to send your questions over through Facebook or Twitter using the hashtag #MinusTalk. And we'll collect the questions from Twitter, Facebook, and from our live audience after we finish the first Fireside chat.
Thanks for mentioning our hashtag today, Sasha. Again, it's Minus Talk. MYNASTALK. If you're posting any photos on social media, don't forget to use this hashtag to get featured. Okay, back to today's schedule. After the Fireside chat, there will be a 15-minute speech by Mr. Tan on empowering your children to live up to their dream. Last but not least, we will reveal the MinorMynas mobile app for the very first time.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Hillary. So now I just want to cover a few logistics items before we get to the real, meat of our event today. The washrooms are, right next to the lift lobby. Maybe some of you have already had a visit. It's 3 hours, so remember, it's over there. Please feel free to get up at any time and grab a drink from the brew bar over there. And don't worry about it. It's 3 hours. Make yourself enjoy it, right? And also, may I request that you now turn off your mobile devices, really to prevent yourself from embarrassment, right? So, I think that's all we need before we get started, right?
Okay, so on to the Fireside chat. Our first speaker is Dr. Winnie Tang. Dr. Winnie Tang has been influencing and promoting the application of technology throughout her career. She is the founder and chairman of Esri China Hong Kong Limited, an international office, Esri, which specializes in geographic information system technology and is amongst the top 50 software companies in the world. Brought up in rural Yunnan area, Dr. Tang has found and followed her passion from a very young age. Dr. Tang began her love of maps and atlases while spending her pastime in public libraries when she was young. Apart from being a pioneer in bringing GIS to benefit the public and private sectors in Hong Kong, Dr. Tang has also been actively advocating the use of technology through her services to government and non-government organizations. She is also the founder and chairman of the Steering Committee for the Smart City Consortium, a Boston committee dedicated to making Hong Kong smarter. She has published 7 books in Chinese and English, as well as over 200 research papers, journals, and newspaper articles. Her articles cover a wide range of topics, from tree conservation to environmental protection, entrepreneurship, IT, and smart city concepts. Dr. Tang has achieved a lot over the years. In 1999, she received PhD degrees from the University of Hong Kong. In 2004, she was named Young Achiever of the Year in this Women of Influence Awards, awarded by the American Chamber of Commerce. 2009 was a big year, with Dr. Tang recognized as one of the distinguished alumni from the Faculty of Science, as well as being appointed as the Justice of the Peace by the Chief Executive. It is a big honor to have Dr. Tang here with us today. And can you join me in giving her a big hand to welcome her to the stage?
Really excited to be here today with people who have so much experience. And along the same lines, I'd like to introduce William Tang, who's our second speaker today. I think he was also born in Yunnan, so there's a bit of collinear history here, if you will. And he's, I'd say, a world-renowned fashion designer who has taken a far from linear path. And I think that's some of the stuff that we want to talk to him about today as far as pursuing his dreams in his career. He studied fashion at the London College of Fashion, and he established his first brand in 1985. He's also worked with some famous Hong Kong companies, including Dragon Air. I think now they're called Cathay Dragon, in designing their uniforms. And he also worked with the Hong Kong airport to do some of their branding elements as well. Prior to his incredible success in fashion, he also studied economics in university prior. So I'd say it's a bit of a pivot from economics to fashion, but it's all part of what makes our journey so special. So I'd like to welcome them to the stage now. Thank you.
Thanks to both of you for coming here today. It's a really big honor to have you here. For the audience, if you have any questions for Dr. and Mr. Tang, please leave your question and your name on Facebook or Twitter using the hashtag #MinusTalk. So let's get started. We know that you've written a new book, Surfing the IT World, and I've read the translated version from my mom. I found your personal story fascinating, especially when you were talking about finding your passion at a very young age. Since us kids aren't that sure on how to find our passions, do you have any advice for us?
Thank you very much. It's my honor to take part in such a meaningful Saturday afternoon event, interviewed by kids that are much younger than me, and together with one of my best friends, William. Both of us are from Yuannong, quite far away from here. However, this is such a nice place that I welcome all of you to visit. In particular, also your restaurant.
A cafe.
It's a cafe, but one of the best in our village. Yeah, talking back about the passions that I had on maps when I were young. In Yuannong, there's not much to see except trees, plants, crowds, pigs, maybe here and there, lots of different nature that we can see. And so after school, what I often went to was to the library, because I'm not tall. I can only pick the books at the lower story of the bookshelf, and all of them, or most of the books are mainly the maps. So and I pick one by one map books from the library shelves, and begin taking a look at the maps, as well as doing notes or creating my own map database. That is in which country, how big it is, how large the population is, what is the capital, and what kind of land use or might be food that they grow to export, or kind of things like that. And then I begin to develop my interest in map. And thereafter, I start to learn more and more about maps, and I got fascinated with it. So when I get to the university, I got to study Geographic Information System, which is this is an information system that to create, develop, and maintain maps. And that is how I start my passions on maps since in my childhood stage, and that become my career.
So, if we aren't that sure on how to find our passion, how do you think we should try to find one?
I think that's a question. Yeah. How to develop to do fashion design?
Since we aren't that sure on how to find our passion, do you have any advice for us?
Like when I used to be a library fan. I used to visit the library around, and I picked up books of geography and also the art and design. Although I was studying like mathematics and sciences, however, my passion was in art and design, and I traveled a lot when I was a student in Canada as a teenager, and I traveled a lot to Europe, and then later on when I studied in England, I went to the Middle East and Africa quite a bit. And so traveling is my biggest passion and anything else. And on top of that, I was studying economics at the University of Toronto. But I knew I was going to do something in the creative field, such as art and design. And eventually I chose design, fashion design in London, because I know I would have to support myself. And I believe doing fashion design would be easier than the other field like architecture or photography and other things. I believe I could do it in an easier way. So that's why I chose fashion design in London, and I did it for 3 years in London. And by coincidence, I returned to Hong Kong just to visit my grandmother. And I was planning to travel to Tibet and also Inner Mongolia, but then it was winter time. And everybody was telling me it's impossible for me to travel to these places during the winter. So I decided to stay, to spend Chinese New Year with my grandmother, and I found a job here for a few months, something like that. And end up, I stick around and I never leave. So I started from Hong Kong, with my business, and I was working for a big company, and afterwards, after about 2 or 3 years, I went back to Canada, and I was working in New York for a little while, and came back to Hong Kong, and then I went back to Europe, and I was working in Paris and Milan, and then came back. So and I don't decide to leave Hong Kong anymore. I know I cannot leave it, so I stick around.
It's very interesting. I wonder what sort of impact, being in a growing up largely in a rural area like Hong Kong, what sort of impact did that have on your development and your career later on, and perhaps maybe your feelings for Hong Kong now?
I think that was the nature. Yunnan had I have to say had, because it's not like that anymore. Yunnan had incredible nature, and our village, Pingshan is located actually quite near the sea of Lafosan. It's not far from the sea, and also it's in the marshland where the river is the sea. So it's been very famous for rice, from the best special rice that grow in our village, in our area, and also seafood from Lafosan. And so I brought up in the nature, and also with 1,000 years old village as my background. So I think that was the nature and also historical culture that brought me up. And people would say, what can you do in a village like that? And I had so much to do, and I had so much to learn from the nature there. And that led me to the other parts of the world. And I would compare the pictures that I read from the library about Africa and New Zealand or whatsoever. Then I compared it with my homeland, and I found there's so much similarities on the nature. So I decided to travel, as soon as I was able to. And I think Yunnan taught me a lot. While other people said, being in a village like that, being in the new territories, you don't learn anything. But to me, I learned so much.
So, what impact do you think growing up in the rural areas had on you?
Yeah, like William, that I learned Yunnan a lot, and Yunnan gave me a lot of good memories. And when I was young, I'd ride bicycle along those fish ponds full of ducks and birds. It's now no longer such scene in Yunnan.
A little bit. Still a little bit. Yes, still a little bit.
And you should bring me there. Yeah. And it might be because, first of all, we are nature lover, and secondly, because we grew up from areas that used to be very, very beautiful. And that is implanted in our hearts that we try to chase for something that is beautiful, perfect, and try to improve everyone's life and make our quality of life better.